Cooking is edible science. I mean, let's just start there.
Science is happening in your food, whether you want to observe it, pay attention to it, or completely ignore it. It's there.
There's not a lot of shows that speak to the science, to the hard, cold facts. And I love that that's what our show focuses on. In the very beginning years of the show, the very first few seasons, Doc Willoughby is what we called him. Doc did the science. He would just play with the things and make it fun and make it tangible so that, again, you could relate to the scientific concepts.
Cornstarch is more effective in terms of making a more solid gel.
And so he got us really started on how to make it approachable, how to make it interesting.
But when you cut into a garlic clove, they release this very strong sulfur odor. Garlic breath.
It's entertaining to know why things work the way they do, and that's why I love Dan's segments.
The science demos that I do on the show are a highlight for me in the entire year.
Today, I'm elbow deep in a very cold experiment.
But it kind of acts like it in some way where like a little sugar helps the medicine go down, and I think a little humor and lightheartedness can get some of these harder science concepts to just stick a little bit more.
So Dan came up to me and said, can you make a holographic chocolate bar and can it say America's Test Kitchen on it? And I said, sure.
Chocolate is a really fascinating substance in the kitchen. If you get the crystal structure right, it can pick up basically whatever it's touching. And so I thought it was a cool way to talk about tempering and kind of teach that.
So something as outrageous as making holographic chocolate isn't going to be useful for most people day to day, but they will remember that if you melt and cool that chocolate properly, it's going to be snappy, and that's what I want.
So one of my early demos was I wanted to show people that like how you use your whisk actually matters.
Go.
And the concept we came up with was a competition. So to have 4 or 5 people out there whipping cream using, a figure 8 method or a looping method. So we were asking folks to stay a little bit late, and Joe was super down to stay late, but with one condition.
I said, I'll do it if I win.
Whisks down, turn your bowls over. The clear winner, the side to side, like Joe.
That whisking competition was my sliding door, and I think I really just embraced it. I'm like, I'm gonna go all in on this.
It's really hard to forget Joe Gitter running on a tub of a cornstarch slurry mixture.
Go, Joe. Joe is running on top of a mixture of cornstarch and water.
I've been through a lot for the sake of science, and it's absolutely worth it. Any way we can show what we do to the home cook, so much the better.
Stop, Joe.
In the name of science, I will drown in a vat of cornstarch.
At Cooks Illustrated, we're food nerds. That's why every recipe we develop involves research, cooking science, and rigorous testing by our team of expert test cooks. Only the highest rated recipes earn a place in our award-winning magazine. Every issue features our latest recipes and discoveries, cooking tips, and equipment and ingredient reviews. Our step-by-step photos and hand-drawn illustrations show you exactly how to succeed. So, are you ready to become the best cook you know? Subscribe to Cooks Illustrated magazine at cooksillustrated.com today.
Soaking the pretzels in a lye solution before baking is crucial if you want them to have a shiny brown exterior. We go into just a totally different field of vision. It's an animation of what's actually happening on a cellular level. One of the more fun animations that was really hard to nail down was how we taste. And so it was, how do you show a tongue? How do you show the flavors that a tongue understands? And how do those signals get to the brain? And how does the brain interpret that?
Can we zoom in on frame 6 on the crystals?
The amount of time and energy we put into those animations is something. They take hours to put together. From start to finish, from concept all the way to the final animation, I'd say easily 20, 30 hours per each animation. Who else is gonna take the time to break down why a recipe works or doesn't work, or why this step in a recipe is really interesting?
Without science, the test kitchen sort of falls apart in some way. And it's kind of it's the backbone that runs through everything. And what our hope is really that when you're talking about science isn't to turn people off, it's really to pull people in and say like, this is the thing that's happening here. If you know a little bit more about it, I think you're gonna be a better cook.
If you're ready to take your cooking to the next level, head over to americastestkitchen.com and get a free trial of our ATK Essential membership. While you're there, you can sign up for our free email newsletters and download our app. So, what are you waiting for?